regarding Greece, I don't think we said that we were confident on the future developments. What we did and expressed was that we were basing our forecasts on that the unrest and turbulence and problems in Greek does not spread to accelerate and spread to other countries and becomes an even more deeper and prolonged euro crisis. If that happens, we will consider our own forecasts and also our interest rate setting again. That's what we meant, and that's what we said, I think.
But does not the forecast imply that you're still optimistic that the situation will solve itself? Otherwise, you would have, I think, potentially have issued another forecast.
Well, you can express it that we based our forecast on a relatively optimistic future and development in Europe, but it was not held out and expressed as a evaluation of that situation in Europe and Greek in itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you see the situation playing out? Who will bear the responsibility the most, do you think, in a potential rescue of Greece?
Well,
or who should?
We are in no opinion who should take the responsibility or responsibilities. There is a sharing of burdens taking place, I think, and we just observe what you and others can read in the newspapers, and we follow the situation quite closely. And obviously there is a rescue arrangements going on where the EU, in particular, other Euro members and EU members, through special programs supplemented by the IMF, takes gradually, at the time, a larger responsibility.
Mm-hmm. At the time this time last year, similar problems were popping up in Greece, and the bank at the time decided to halt a series of interest rate increases. This time the situation seems very similar, yet now you are still forecasting that you're going to raise rates at least 2 more times this year. What's different this year from last year?
Well, as we see it, the situation is quite different in the sense that now we don't observe any general unrest and accelerating risk taking in international markets, which is similar to what we saw last spring and pre-summer, and that's a major difference. Now it's more isolated to specific countries and treasury bills for Greek in particular.
So it's more of a containment now, would you say?
That's what we see so far, and as I said, that's our presumptions regarding our recent forecasts as well.
Last question. You said that you raised your rate forecast for Norway this year. Briefly walk us through the reasons for that and what you see are the biggest risks to the economy right now, domestically.
Well, the reason and the background for our announced policy in the future is obviously there are 2 balancing developments. On the one hand, we observe the unrest and the uncertainties internationally, and in isolation, that goes in the direction of lower interest rates, which is also what is reflected in market expectations. On the other hand, we have observed in our domestic economy quite strong developments, increased demand in most areas, and that's also the picture we see when we look ahead. That the Norwegian economy is now at normal capacity utilization, and we expect future growth. And unemployment is below 3%, and we observe higher wage growth this year, and we expect even higher wage growth, close to 5%, for the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So there is pressure in our domestic economy. Around these forecasts, there are obviously uncertainties. The greatest uncertainty also for the small open Norwegian economy is what will happen internationally.